Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Football Manager 2021 series Conquering the Euro. Today is time for the penultimate episode of Season 4, Episode 7 with Everton. And in today's episode we have two crunch games, starting with Tottenham coming to Goodison. That should be an absolute cracker. If we win today's match we could move up to 5th, albeit with other teams behind us having a game in hand. And then we've got a game away at home against Stoke. A cold night in Stoke. Is it actually a Tuesday night? No, it's Sunday, but still, I've been to the Bet365. It's bloody cold. And they're fighting for their survival in the Premier League, so they won't be any pushover. But as you can see, we are actually on quite a good run. If things go well for us, we could end up finishing 5th, which considering we took over club, I think we took over the club, if we have a quick look, I think we took over the club, we did. We took over a club that were in 12th, and after our first match we were down to 14th. And you can see what we've done to this Everton side within sort of 13 matches. We have just gone up and up and up. Admittedly, we had a bit of a tricky run when we played Manchester United and Liverpool. But ever since then, we've been very consistent. And we might just scrape European football, which would be amazing. But let's have a look at how it's gone since you guys have last been with me. So the last time you guys were with me, we played against Arsenal and against Bournemouth. And we increased our winning run to 3 games on the trot, where we beat West Ham. Albeit it was only 1-0, but it didn't really matter. We got a result at the London Stadium away from home. So that made it 4 unbeaten. And then we made it 5 unbeaten. We played against Chelsea, second in the league. And to be brutally honest, Chelsea weren't in the game. They didn't really seem up for it. Their XG was quite low. They had more possession, but they didn't do a lot with it at all. Early on, we were dominating the game, and we did a really good job. It was actually Decore, the substitute, who came on and got the late winner, but that was a big 3 points for us. Unfortunately, we did lose that winning run by losing our last game against Manchester City. But if you look at this, you know, ever since February, we've had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 games. We've dropped points in 3 of them, so what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 out of a possible 24 points. Again, I will definitely take that. Very tricky game against Tottenham today. Very tricky game. But if we play the way we usually play, we should be alright. We've had a bit of a helping hand today because Norwich have played against Bournemouth. Bournemouth, a side that were only obviously a point behind, a little bit like Southampton. They could have moved above us with a victory in that game, but they actually lost that one. So we do stay 8th for the moment. So after this match, if it goes terribly for us, we could well move down to 10th. But we have got our eyes set a little bit higher. Leicester have really stole the show, to be brutally honest. They've snuck up into 5th place. Tottenham have bottled it a little bit, I think. Looking at their recent form, they've lost the last 2 Premier League games without scoring, which usually means they're going to batter us today. But that's a good sign for us. And then, as I said, later on in the episode, we're playing against Stoke. We'll talk about those a little bit later on. We did have an injury picked up in the previous game, which is a pain in the backside. Yusuf Asal is out for the next few weeks, a fractured wrist. And this is the team we start with against Tottenham. I've actually already clicked submit team, so I can't make any changes now. But basically, the only change really is that Holgate comes in for Atal at right back, and Keane fills in for him at centre back. The team is the same. Marcus Edwards is a player also with a bit of a niggle. He'll be back in the next few days. So Decore, the man who got our goal against Chelsea, comes in for him. But we've got a good side here. We've definitely got a good side. We're also at home against Tottenham at Goodison. And I think we're just going to go for it. We're going to pump fists, say that, you know, Tottenham are... In fact, no, get out there and show the world you've got what it takes. I do worry a little bit about this game because I've switched off FM since the last time. And for all of those superstitious lot like me out there, you do worry that switching off the game isn't going to do marvellous things for you. Ultimately, Tottenham need to start winning now because they've only had 4 points in the last 5 games. That's why they've started to struggle, and they're in this massive group from Leicester all the way down to Watford, as you can see, that can realistically still get 5th, and we're hoping to be on the right side of that group. Can we get a victory? Again, we're going to play like we do usually. Therefore, based on recent results, I wouldn't suggest any reason for losing today. But, you know, these things can very easily happen. We've turned off the game since then, and stupid little things like that can really make a difference in FM. But Tottenham have got an early chance. Good save from Pickford. I do tell you something, actually. Jordan Pickford is a man that is doing well. He's a man that I criticised when we first come into the club. I said we probably need a good goalkeeper. But you've just seen there, 2 chances in the first 2 minutes for Tottenham. And some goalkeepers I've had in this career mode, you would argue, would have struggled to have kept that out. Can't say the same of Pickford. You really can't. We could do with a win today. I think I will take a draw, given that Tottenham have dominated the first 10 minutes in terms of shots. We've actually had fairly comparable possession stats, but we've not had a shot yet. But again, it's still early days. It's okay, but if Tottenham do take the lead here, I'll be a bit worried. But I'm not going to change anything particular. I'm going to keep it how it is. Again, I would suggest that we're a good team. We usually do well with this sort of formation. I am going to put it back down to balanced, actually, rather than positive, because against the big sides, it can help us out. Regardless of form, Tottenham are one of the big sides in the league. Cancelo in on the wing, puts it into Harry Kane, and he scores his 13th goal of the season. But not all is lost. It's not all lost. It's okay. I think that's the problem. We get a bit negative when we concede first. Think, oh, here we go. But no, we'll be okay. We'll get into this game at some point. I'm going to... Well, not going to quite do it yet, but I would demand more out of the players maybe in a little while. I don't really want to play Michael Keane at the back. I could have done with another option at the back. Maybe Zakaria potentially could have played there. If I hadn't have clicked submit team, that's probably what I would have done. But certainly Alderweireld is just a damaged case at the back, to be brutally honest. So I don't really want to play him much. Now, a quick word on Lewis Williams, who's on loan from Chelsea. It looks a brilliant player, and Chelsea have let us have him for another year. So I'll say... yes, please, and thank you very much. I can't believe that. If Chelsea can't get him in their side, they must have a very good left winger, which I'm sure they probably have. But he's an awesome player. We've secured him on loan for yet another season, and that is absolutely tremendous, really is. So that will help us out at left wing for a few months to come. Coming into next season as well. We are starting to get into this game a bit more now, so I've tried to demand more of the lads. We've had 50-50 possession, so we can sneak back into this. Make it 1-1, then it's game on. But if Tottenham do make this 2-0, it might be 3 points lost here. We've gone to positive rather than balance just to try and push the lads up a bit more. But based on this, hopefully it's not what I think it could be, but Valverde puts it over the bar. He's a manager, isn't he? I'm sure Valverde's a manager. But we're on a good run. I didn't really expect much out of this season, given how Everton were performing. They were considered, much like most years really, as the inconsistent side. And we've turned them very quickly into quite a consistent side that win most of their matches. You can't win them all. If you're going to come into a club and win everything in the first 6 months, then you go to PSG, wouldn't you? That's the truth. But for a club that we're probably maybe 8th or 7th best in the league, we've done pretty well. But a good ball in to Reece Nelson. I'll tell you what, we've had chances in this half. We really have. We've had a few chances. At least we are making the chance, and hopefully at some point it will start to click for us. But I think that will probably be half time now. We're going to go in behind. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy with them, because that usually gets things moving a bit. Hands on hips. Show me something else in the second half. It might be wise just to move these back to supporting roles up front, just to give a bit of support to the guys at the back. But I'm going to move Zakaria to a supporting role and make the centre-backs a no-nonsense centre-back. That usually works as well. But hopefully going into the second half we can do something, and I think that'd be probably worth putting it on an attacking mentality for the first 10 minutes. Just try and get something quickly, and as I said, at 1 each, it's game on really. But if we do lose this game, if we are looking to finish 5th, it's pretty damaging for us, because Tottenham go 5 points clear with 4 to go. You wouldn't fancy a chance. But Lewis Williams nicks the ball back again in the midfield. He's doing a really good job at starting the attacks for us. Gutierrez shoots, and I thought that one was going in, I'm not going to lie. But we are playing some good stuff. We're going to be unlucky here, at least not to score 1 goal, given our XG is fairly similar to Tottenham's. I would just like a bit more from our lads, to be honest. Something with a bit more oomph. Solken's played well recently, so I think I'll bring him on. Trouble is, who do you get rid of? I think it might be Decore. Yes, move Iwobi there. That will work absolutely fine. I didn't know Iwobi could actually play that well as an attacking midfielder, so it's certainly something well worth considering. We'll play him as a shadow striker, see how he gets on. But Solken's been playing well recently, so we'll see how he gets on. Demand more out of the players. It's been... oh, no. That's annoying, isn't it? Didn't want Lewis Williams to get injured. If he's out for the rest of the season, that's gutting. We'll move Sanusi to the wing, and we'll put Lucas Digner at left back. But that's not ideal. Really isn't ideal. Just after we've made 1 sub, I'd have liked to have had the flexibility, but albeit we haven't had it. And from what I've seen, unfortunately, our best player today has been subbed off through injury. So that's not great. Really isn't. And the further this goes on, the more I'm feeling like this could be 2-0 Tottenham. I really do. I really do at this point. But again, all isn't lost. It's okay. All's not lost at the moment. If we can get a draw out of this, as I said, I'd take it. I'd have probably took a draw at the start of the match. And hopefully, we can get at least a draw here. Zaidu on the ball. Please don't give it away. Puts the ball to Solken on the wing. Probably cut that back to Gutierrez. That's it. Into the box for a Wobie! So close. Given our chance, I mean, we haven't threatened the goalkeeper that much, actually. Only 2 shots on target. But we could be winning this game quite easily. But a good save there from Pickford. Can Pickford get it up? No, maybe not. Okay, let's get very attacking. Let's try and get something out of this game. And we'll make one more change. We haven't really got that much up front. I'm not going to bring Mopé on because, yeah, let's not bother. I guess we bring Allen on for Sakari, who's not had a great game today. And we'll play him as a Mazzala. Try and get a bit more creativity out of him. I really don't know at this point. I'd be gutted if we lost this. But let's see how we get on. Puts it into the box as the Everton player. Iwobi's got it. Can we finally get that goal? Iwobi's on the run. Please pass to Nelson. He's going to go it alone, isn't he? He shoots. Why? Why? Why do that? Why be selfish? Because Nelson was in a brilliant position there. Really was. Just going to get some more of these players to attack. Again, there's no real risk at this point, I don't think. Yeah, Nelson can be a poacher. So we're just going to be more direct. Shoot on sight, I think would be the instruction here. Yeah, what more can we do? Not a lot, I don't think. Tottenham looks like they're going to arrest that tricky form and scrape a win out of us, it looks like here. And we're not going to score. We're going to have 2 defeats in a row, which is disappointing. Again, all isn't lost, but I think the race for 5th is probably over with that, unfortunately. Not happy with the performance out there. I'm going to say that to them to motivate them. But, you know, we didn't actually play too badly there. We didn't play too badly at all. I mean, for all the domination Tottenham had, we didn't see a lot of it, which suggests that we've got a good chance. But Williams is out for 4 months. Put our arm around him and just say it's okay. But we're not going to have him now until, I guess, the start of next season. That's a blow. That is really a blow. So that's where that leaves us at the end of that game. I think 5th, as I said, is out of sight. Just got to hope that Leicester don't win their next game. Because, again, I can't see us recovering 5 points in 4 games. You don't know what's going to happen. Wolves have got West Ham tomorrow, so we'll keep eagle-eyed and look at that. But, yeah, we've got our next game next Sunday against Stoke. And I think out of the last 4 games, Stoke, Watford, Brighton and Newcastle, we should be able to win all those 4 games. So, come on, let's go and beat Stoke. Let's get back to winning ways, shall we? Okay, I'm not looking at the screen, I'm just looking up at the webcam. Saturday's fixtures have been played. Obviously, we play tomorrow. But let's see how everyone got on. So, Chelsea beat Wolves. That's a good result for us. Watford drew with Brighton. Okay, that's a good result for us. United beat Newcastle, doesn't really matter. City beat Southampton. That's good for us. West Ham beat Norwich. We're indifferent. Leicester drew and Tottenham won. So, in summary, a very good day for us. It is so tight for probably 6th place now. It's unbelievable. It really is. You can see that with a win against Stoke, we'll move into 7th place. We'll go above Watford, Southampton and Wolves. You know, with the equal amount of games played. Leicester have got a game in hand, so I'd suggest they've probably got the grip on 6th place at the moment. They've got Liverpool up next, though, so they've got West Ham, Bournemouth and Chelsea after that. So that's not an easy run-in for them. We've got to make the most of what we've got. And it goes without saying that probably the most interesting part of this is that actually Arsenal are in the relegation battle. They picked up what is probably going to be a vital point against Leicester. But I'll tell you what, they're not far off at all, are they? I hope Stoke don't beat us, but if they do, they'll move down a place. Brentford, if they win their next game, basically Arsenal are not safe at all. They really aren't safe. Tomorrow's match, we've got Bournemouth and Brentford, and we need to keep a close eye behind us at Bournemouth because they could be an issue for us. But as long as we win our game, we should be alright. Well, everything's playing into our hands, but I can guarantee we'll scupper it. Bournemouth and Brentford drew. So if we win today's game, we're moving to 7th. We're above Watford, above Bournemouth, above Southampton, and above Wolves. Wolves have really dropped off. They really have, Wolves. That's a shocker from them, isn't it? If you look at their past positions, they're in 6th for a long time. They've been on a bad run, and they're now down to 10th place. Could be 11th if we win today. Whew. I've just walked up the stairs, I'm knackered. Anyway, the team for today's game against Stoke. We have put Sakari in the back 4. I think that's a good move. Other changes that Vivani comes in the midfield. He's a decent player, actually. Someone we haven't really used, so I think now is as time as good as any to see how good he is. Player who joined a year ago, actually, for £3 million. Looks a decent player, actually. He played a lot under Ancelotti. Gutierrez in the midfield as well. Solcombe replaces Williams, and Iwobi plays on the left because Solcombe can only play on the right. Then it's Decore and Nelson up front. We've put 2 youngsters on the bench who could have a chance today, potentially. Alex Allen, who he thinks that needs some playing time, so maybe that might be through a loan, might be through replacing Lewis Williams for a bit. He's already 2.5 star. Good pace, good flair, good agility. Some of his stats are very good, and he could have an opportunity potentially to do something. We've also got Josh Hope again, 2.5 stars. Did sign for £7 million from Bristol Rovers, so looks like a good player. 5-star potential. So again, these might be players who maybe get 15-20 minutes to see how they get on, but I'm only willing to give them a time. A, if there's an injury and there's nobody else to pick, or B, if the game is well and truly over. I only really recognise Ryan Woods from this squad. He's the only player that I think was there before the save starts. I recognise Mavadidi. Actually, Mavadidi usually goes to a lower league, which is interesting. And Herbie Kane, the former Liverpool youngster. Freddie Ljungberg is the Stoke manager now. Let's pump fists and just say, I think I expect us to pile on the misery today. Stoke, the lowest goal scorers. Only a forward write them off. Not really. England's players player. Any of our lads in there? No, I won't offend anyone then. That's fine. Let's say no comment. We are looking for a bit more today against Stoke. Against Stoke in a very poor run of form. 1 win in the last 5. Their opponents, not their opponents as such, but the teams that are in the scrap with them are all playing quite well. Actually, Arsenal get a point. Brentford got a point against Bournemouth. West Ham won their game. So it's incredibly tight down there. Newcastle on 33 points. Norwich are on 30. I mean, Leeds aren't necessarily safe yet. Yes, they're 6 points clear, but with the way the Premier League can go, you just never, ever know. So hopefully, be a nice, simple one against Stoke today, but somehow, I'm thinking not. It's a cold, it might be quite warm actually. We're in April, I suppose, at this point, but we're at the Bet365. Going there as a fan, it's never an easy place to go for clubs, and might be the same for us today. I hope not, but we could do with the first goal, because I think if they get the first goal, they'll do a Mourinho, which is understandable. They'll put 10 men behind the ball and hope for the best. They're getting a bit too much space, though, here. Seddon into their player, Hiroki was that. Goodness knows, must be the Japanese Rocky. Hiroki, yeah. To Kerr, back to Hiroki. I'm a bit worried at the superiority that Stoke have got at this point. I'm not really liking this. Kerr, back to Seddon. This could be our chance to nick the ball, potentially. Hiroki again. Come on, put a tackle in. Into Owen, that's it. Lovely. Header from Sakaria. Solken now have a chance to counter. He runs and runs and runs, but this is going to be the classic that nothing happens. Correct. Back to Stoke with Hiroki. Put a tackle in. Put a tackle in. Put a bloody tackle in Gutierrez. I mean, he does, but it's straight to a Stoke player. Namaso on the ball. He's got time and space to shoot. I'm going to berate the players because this just isn't good enough. Really isn't. Let's just slam the players and hopefully that gets them a bit of a kick up the backside. Decore. Decore into Iwobi. Iwobi, Decore shoots! Quick as you like. We tell the players they've been naughty, naughty boys, and Decore gets a goal. I'll tell you what, he's 33 years of age, at least I think now anyway. He's certainly a man who's getting on, but he's certainly somebody who's certainly a backup at least. Marcus Edwards is injured, so Decore is the second choice. Again, it's not a squad we've got to do a lot with. The only reason Ancelotti left, he was on good terms. He just left to go to Arsenal, and maybe now he might be thinking it's the wrong decision with the two clubs being now 9 places apart. But I can understand him going to Arsenal. I applied for the job as well and didn't get it. Everton was probably the better club to come to. But we are starting to dominate the match now. 62% of possession. Hopefully we can have some breathing room. But Stoke might have something to say about that. Again, Lundberg is berating his players. And that seems to have worked for them. Tom Penfold levels the scores. It's just so annoying, isn't it? You can guarantee it, really. But when all the sides around you are tripping up, it gives you a chance to win. Again, it's all going for you, but it looks like it's going to be 1 each at the break. I think I'll take that. We'll say that I'm not pleased with what's happened with the team because I think that will fire them up again. But let's see. I mean, if we lose today's match, that would be disastrous. It's something that I tend to do a lot. I tend to bottle it a lot in Football Manager. I don't know why, but yeah. I do struggle late season for some reason. I don't quite get it. Hopefully this year is the one that changes it. Good boot forward from Decore, but because we've only got one man up front, you're going to struggle to find anyone. But he gets it out there, gets it out our half, so I can deal with that. Kerr to Abe Hiroki, apparently, is his main. I mean, I'm getting me nails, I'm crunching me nails because I'm so scared of losing this. Benito Owen, it's not quite Michael Owen, but yeah, I'm worried about this, I really am, because it is a big chance. We scuppered our chances, I think, early on with Nice. We had a good chance to win the Europa Conference League, and we didn't do it. This feels like a little bit like that situation, to be honest. We haven't got much in the way of attacking players here, but we're going to bring Gutierrez off for Kenneth Taylor. He's another youngster, really, that hasn't had much chance. I don't rate him that highly, but clearly the club does, because he's valued at a solid value of 20-odd million. So, you know, he's either one we can either sell or use in the first team. Just needs a bit of shine for him, perhaps, to do something. Decore puts it in. I mean, that's just stupid. And I know he's doing the right thing by moving the ball forward. I mean, my nail was perfectly formed before this match, and now I've completely ripped it all off. Kerr into Owen. That's the only problem, I think, we play in this attacking formation. We do let defences in. Iwobi's had a bad day, so I'm going to risk it. I'm going to bring Alex Allen on. Give him a team talk. Outstretched... no. I have faith. Get out there and make a difference. And hopefully, this is where Alex Allen can shine. We've got a corner. There is Allen on the wing. I was just checking it wasn't the other Allen that was on. And Decore scores! Yes! Come on! Alex Allen strikes pretty much straight away, albeit not with a strike, but he gets the assist. Decore gets a double. Are we going to get the 3 points here? I jolly well hope so. It was a fairly simple assist from Alex Allen, but sometimes these youngsters can do anything, and it's great. You know, they can have a terrible game, and, well, no, maybe not, but anything they do is great. Hopefully, we can get the 3 points now. I'm going to make a defensive substitution. I'm going to bring Christian Manaya on. No, I'm not. I'm going to bring Lucas Digner on for Sanusi. That's what I'm going to do. We're also going to give it a few minutes. And we're going to go defensive. And hopefully we can close this out. This 3 points is massive for us. It really is. After 2 losses in a row, we need this. We really do. Move some of our players back to supporting roles. No-nonsense centre-backs. I think even put the full-backs to no-nonsense full-backs. We really want this result. We really do. So we could do with it. We really could. Hold shape, regroup, slow the pace down, keeper. Yeah. Just hope we don't concede something stupid now. We've been the best team today, but our Stoke going to break our hearts. Sakaria gets it out. Solken heads it on to Reece Nelson. Can we secure this? He's going to be one-on-one with the keeper here. Reece Nelson shoots. He can't do it. We could have done with that, but I think we're going to be safe. I think we are going to be safe and get a victory today. When all the other sides around us have struggled, I mean, Digner's going to take his time. I'm okay with that. When all the other sides around us have struggled, I think we're going to pick up 3 points today. If only we'd have beaten Tottenham. I mean, it was a close match. Given the stats, we could have got a draw. Oh, I'll tell you what, that could have been a heartbreaking one. But we're going to do it. We're going to get the 3 points. Thank God for that. Decore, by far, man of the match. Outstretched arms, brilliant performance. Decore, I tell you what, he's putting himself in the frame to replace Edwards permanently. Excellent, really excellent stuff. If the Leicester game in hand is coming quickly, I will show you the result of that. Let's just check. Leicester playing Liverpool on Wednesday. So much like the last episode, I shall actually skip forward to our next match because we're again playing on a Sunday. That'll give you the permutations before that match. But the big one to focus on is Leicester against Liverpool. Everything else is pretty much written in stone. If they lose that match, we've got a good chance. Again, in 7th, we'll get Europa Conference League football, but I'd like to be in the Europa League proper. I'll just check that out with the rules. 6th place, yes, Europa League group stage. 7th, Europa Conference League playoff. I'd like to be in the Europa League proper. I'd like to be in the Europa League proper. And I'll tell you something that I've noticed. None of the big teams have had a big goal scorer. Okay, Manchester United have. But interesting. Norwich, Bournemouth and Brighton lead the goal scoring charts. Don't think you see that very often. Well, this is how the Premier League looks at the end of today's episode. And it looks pretty good for us. But Liverpool didn't do us a favour against Leicester. Leicester won 7-2. unbelievable. They're really starting to come into form. Fair dues to them. I think Leicester and Tottenham are probably uncatchable at this point. If we win the next game, I guess we're only 3 points behind them. Chelsea beat Brentford 5-0. Arsenal lost again. So going into the final 2 games, they could go down. I would love to see it, really would. Brighton lost to Sheffield United. Newcastle beat Liverpool. That's probably saved Brendan Rodgers' job. Southampton beat Stoke. That's why they've moved above us. But Tottenham have helped set a bit. They've moved only 1 point clear because they only drew with Wolves, and Leicester went and beat West Ham, and Bournemouth and Leeds United have just drawn. So effectively, if we win against Watford today, it's going to be a toughie. The game against Watford, it really is. But if we can win that one, we'll move into 7th, 3 points clear of anybody behind with 2 games to go, and I fancy us, I really do. We've got Brighton and Newcastle in the 2 games after. Not going to be easy because they're both fighting for the survival in the Premier League. But I'll be back tomorrow with those 3 games for the end of the season. Pardon me, for the end of the season. If we can turn this team, that wasn't terrible, but was kind of going nowhere at the start of January. If we can turn this side into a side that gets European football in the first season, I would be delighted. It's looking more and more like we're going to get Europa Conference League football. Chelsea and Liverpool have both confirmed now that European spot will go down to 7th, but that'll be Europa Conference League football if we get 7th place. But anything can happen. Unfortunately, we've started to get a few injuries, which is a pain in the backside. We know Williams is out, Butnick's got a niggle, so Solken and Godfrey. So a few of our big players are out, so that's really annoying. But 3 big games, and we'll be doing this series. You'll have noticed if this video's come out on Monday, so we're going to be doing daily content till the end of the season. Might do daily content all week. I haven't quite decided that one yet while we've got this Christmas and New Year period. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with the next 3 fixtures. Should be a whopper, end of season excitement. If you enjoyed that, leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular Football Manager content, usually on a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. But for this week, I think we're going to go daily. Thank you for watching. I've been CIJ Gaming, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.